The upcoming RPG Avowed is set in the Pillars of Eternity universe and takes place after the events of Pillars of Eternity 2. The game is practically dealing with the consequences of that game's ending. As you can see, the game is shifting from the isometric view of previous Pillars games to a first-person or third-person perspective, depending on your preferences. First person is surely best to immerse yourself. The floating damage numbers could be a bit distracting, but the user interface is likely gonna be highly customizable anyways, so there's a good chance they can be turned off. In this game, you play as an envoy from Edir, sent to investigate a plague in the mysterious living lands. When creating your character, you get to choose from different backgrounds, and these are not just for show, as they will change your dialogue options. Speaking of dialogue, they have emphasized on a pretty neat system to handle all the complex lore, which can be very overwhelming. So instead of just dumping a ton of information on you, they use a tooltip system that quickly gives some explanations for terms you perhaps don't know. The attribute-based skill checks are a thing too, of course. Now, as players have hoped, the developers seem to be leaning into the new perspective and using its potential by making the explorable world vertical. They have thrown in some environmental puzzles and interactive objects as well. Combat is now real-time, but still has those RPG elements you would expect. From what they showed, you have 4 active abilities at a time. Combat looked pretty rough in the old gameplay, but it looks much better here. Enemies react accordingly, and there seems to be a big focus on combos between you and your companion that supports you in battle. Combat is also pretty dynamic by the looks of it. Some enemies heal their bodies, others have shields you need to break through, and there is a stun meter. One of the highlights is probably that you can equip 2 weapon sets and switch between them on the fly during combat, so you can instantly switch to a different playstyle with the press of a single button. This game doesn't use strict classes that lock you into specific weapons or skills for an entire playthrough. Yes, you will pick a background that has different benefits, but you will still be able to choose your abilities as you level up, and re-speccing your skills is a thing too. You can also find and equip accessories to enhance your abilities. And this is it. If your time was respected, I very much appreciate a like or a comment.